Look, I'm gonna be honest. We're recording this episode just after episode 10. We don't really have much time to figure another date. We changed shirts. Matty prepared a new coffee just to fake everything. I can't lie to the people, Matthew. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Now I'm drinking 2 coffees. I love it. Let's do this more often.
Anyways, roll the intro music. How's the good vibe, people? Welcome to another episode of the Good Vibe series. If you're new here, my name is Nelson.
And my name's Matty.
And we're committed to sharing the good vibes with the world.
Empowering and inspiring people one episode at a time.
You will never get it right.
Yeah, but that was good too.
Even if we record the episode just straight away and you get another chance, you will never get it right.
Yeah. I think it could be like, it's turning into one of those things where I can just dish out a new little bit of advice every single week. Before they were educating, now they're inspiring.
Oh yeah.
It's beautiful. It's a sentiment.
Just because you can't remember the exact one.
Yeah. I mean, some of the best things in history were accidents.
Like what?
Oh, just something to say, really. I don't know.
It's such a classic thing to say. You know, some of the best things that ever happened.
A lot of the
were
things a lot of the best like scenes and stuff in movies were just improvised. They weren't actually written down in the script.
Like babies quite often are accidents.
That's true. Do you know the movie Django?
Well, you have a dog called Django.
I do.
Yeah.
So I like the movie.
Really?
You know it though, yeah?
Didn't notice.
Do you know the scene at the dinner table at the end and Leonardo DiCaprio cuts his hand?
I can't remember much about the movie.
So there's this scene where he gets angry, right? And he's just being his acting self and he grabs some shit and he smashes a plate or a bottle, and in real life he slices his hand open. It wasn't planned.
Yeah.
He didn't stop the thing. Then he went up to the black slave woman and went up behind her and he's like talking in her ear, and then he gets blood and rubs it down her face, and she is horrified. Like you see it in her face, and it's his real blood. And he was just deep in the acting scene, and he's cut his hand, continued acting, wiped it all over her face, and they used it. It's in the film.
Well, that will be a genuine reaction for sure.
Yeah.
That's how you know that will be like the LeBron James of acting kind of thing. You know, like cutting your hand in the middle of a film and just thinking to yourself, oh, this is great. I'm using this. Yeah. Actually, I'm rubbing this on her face. I think this will get a great reaction. Yeah.
I wonder if that's what went through his head, or if he's so deep in the character
that he didn't even realize.
He didn't even realize. He's like, I just cut my hand. I'm going to wipe it on this fucking chick's face. Like he actually thought it was happening.
Yeah.
I wonder how it works.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
We can ask Patch when he's on the podcast.
Oh, I'm excited to have Patch. He's being also so supportive of the podcast, constantly, listening to episodes and giving, little bit of feedback, push, like, hey, love you guys.
Love you guys. We love you too, Patch.
Yeah,
I hope the UK is not too shit right now.
Fuck yeah. He's like one of the sweetest guys ever. So yeah, very excited to have him on the podcast. So Jake Paul offered $50 million to Conor McGregor. Not just that, he talked shit about his wife and Dana White. Because from my understanding, Conor can't really take that fight even if he wanted, unless Dana is in with it because he's under contract with UFC. That it's insane that this kid is literally doing everything in his power to get that fight with Conor, and he brought something that pretty much no one can just turn around, which is $50 million.
Yeah, I mean the money's too much, right?
Yeah,
he's got it. Like they got to do it. Even Dana, he's not making that much money from one little thing. He needs it too.
Yeah, that and it's supposedly that UFC's not doing as well as we think it is. Like supposedly, I don't know. Jake said that, and
I
he's
saw that.
deep into like businesses and investments, and you know how they go on the market and stuff. And apparently, there's something that is not going very well for UFC.
I mean, I don't think this year would be very profitable because they're not having crowds and they're not selling merch, and I think they've lost a lot of revenue streams. They were the only one to keep going, which is probably good for brand growth when it turns around next year and the year after, and UFC's probably in a stronger place than the ones that stopped and have to restart.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I wouldn't trust Jake Paul too much on business because he's a YouTuber.
Yeah.
And it's not his business. But yeah, I'm sure this year hasn't been great for UFC, and a $50 million fight would be quite nice.
Yeah, that will be...
To kickstart 21.
Yeah, and imagine that's just to get him to fight, but then like the lead up to it and whatever pay-per-views they sell, like it's just going to be insane. And it's
I was thinking the contract would have a lot of things attached to that because it's not worth 50 million for Jake to fight him. So it's probably 50 million and I get the rights to distribute, or I get this, or I get this. It's done up from a business sense. So Jake knows
for sure.
he's going to
He'll have like lots of benefits if you're getting, if he's putting 50 on the table.
Yeah. So he's probably had to go like, this is going in your pocket. This is how everyone else is getting paid. It would be a full plan.
Yeah.
But yeah.
There's a lot of people behind it. That's not Jake like picking up that contract. Like there's a full-on team being like, okay, boys, here we go. We're going to war. How do we get this 50 racks and the best deal of our lives? Like, and from the fighter perspective, from Conor, is like he is one of those humans that he takes no shit. Like, he's an actual assassin. He's a trained assassin, a killer. Like, he does not give a fuck to get into trouble in real life outside of a cage. We have seen it many times, like him getting charges, going to jail, all these things because he punched someone in a bar, because he tried to kill another fighter, with a chair or whatever. Like, if he runs into Jake Paul after everything he have said, I think he will kill him. I think he will actually kill him.
I don't know. I think he could be a marketing genius, and that's all for show.
I don't.
He's chauvinistic.
He's a genius.
Chauvinistic.
Of course he is, but he's also a true assassin. Like, I think he will actually disappear Jake Paul if he runs into him on the street.
But not if Jake Paul's worth 50 million to him.
Yeah, unless he's like, I can't kill you just yet.
I'll kill you on camera later.
Yeah, and like from his perspective, it's like 50 million to whoop some ass of some YouTuber's ass that also talk shit about my wife and stuff. Why not?
Yeah, but the risk of getting knocked out by YouTubers.
Yeah, that's like, he's the one that has something to lose, of course, but also the chances of knocking McGregor out. Well, that
he's got. This is something we disagree on. Yeah. I think Jake has a better shot at McGregor than Logan has at Floyd.
Yeah, that's one thing. Like, I believe fighting Floyd Mayweather, even though he's probably the greatest boxer of all time, whatever, it's an easier fight in a sense compared to fighting McGregor. I think McGregor is someone that he's going for the kill. Mayweather, he's going for the defense. He's going to make you slip. He's going to ridicule you in front of people and be like, oh yeah, you can't even touch me, kind of thing. Like, but true dangerous like being in a dangerous position for Logan. I think the worst thing that could happen to him is getting too fatigued, getting very exhausted, not being able to handle
That's 100% what's going to happen.
12 rounds, and then Floyd picks him apart.
He will pick him
you know?
apart. And he's too big and too heavy. So if he doesn't land that shot, he's going to be slow.
Yeah. That's like if I were Logan, I would be scared of that, of getting so tired that this guy's just unleash the beast on you, and then you go down because of that.
Stand still and let Floyd Mayweather unleash the beast on my face.
He's the one that has to bring the fight. Like Logan doesn't really have to go after him. He doesn't. He can be patient and wait for him to come and then really try to land the shot. But Floyd is the boxer. He's the one that is supposed to be like, yeah, okay, here's the YouTuber, go after him. You know, like, so yeah. And it's the same for Jake and Conor. Conor is the true fighter, so he's going after. You know?
Yeah. How's his boxing game's not incredible though?
Conor. Oh, bro, he already had the experience of Floyd. Imagine how much he has improved. That was 3 years ago.
But he like retired after that.
Yeah, but like after that, he had some love for boxing, and he knows that eventually that rematch is gonna happen. So he never fully quitted boxing, kind of thing.
Floyd's about to hit, what's he, 44?
Well, in like he's been pushing for that rematch, you know. But I think Floyd knows that giving him a second chance might be a mistake, because he's like, oh, I already won. Why would I risk it again?
Why would you do it again?
Why would I risk?
How much money does Floyd bloody need?
Bro, that's another question. That brings a great question. Like, why is Floyd taking that fight with Logan? Like, he has to be in need for money.
He can't. There's no way.
Like, people say that guy burns all his money, and I don't know what is he doing, but what is the need for him of taking that fight? Why would he take the risk of that?
Man, 50-0. What is the price on that legacy?
Well, it seems like it has a price.
It seems like it has a price. Just fucking leave it, bro. You have $500 million.
Yeah.
Just leave it.
Yeah, but dude, I don't know. I wonder how actually well is he? How much money he actually has? Because you shouldn't have the need of taking that fight.
No, but then you see sort of what he does, and it sort of makes sense. I mean, he's putting down like $300,000 bets on the NBA and stuff, right? So he's a bit reckless. He
needs a financial advisor. That's what he needs.
Financial advisor.
We could be. Right?
Don't spend that $50 million unless you're gonna fight someone else and get it all, and get it all back immediately.
Yeah.
Like, I think he's not going to be broke because he's got a name. Yeah, that happens with a lot of them. Most people went broke. Mike Tyson went broke. A lot of rappers go broke too because they spend too much. Have you seen how many cars that motherfucker has?
Who?
Mayweather.
I haven't seen his cars.
Bro, man, he's got like 3 Bugattis.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Got
too much flexing, mate.
Yeah, I think some cars he's got in black and in white, so he can have 2 versions of it. Like,
isn't that like someone that doesn't know what to do with that much money? I don't know.
He's obviously money Mayweather. Like, he loves spending money. If that's what he loves doing, that's how he ticks, and he's got the money. He earned it. Meh, I get it.
Yeah.
But fuck, it'd be sad if he went broke. I don't think he would. Surely he'd have to be like, okay, 25% is like invested in some heavy shit that's legit. So worst case scenario, I'm only going to be worth 50 million. Like, he can't be that dumb.
Yeah, dude, I don't know. I really don't get it. Like, how are you putting all your legacy at risk? Even though, everyone thinks you will win. You think you will win, of course. Like, but why risk it? Like, why risk it with someone that if he pulls a miracle, all your legacy is destroyed in one night? Because people will be like, yeah, 50-0, but he lost to a fucking YouTuber.
Hilarious.
You know. Anyways, moving on. Matthew, love. Why do we as humans love to choose the wrong person? Why do we choose constantly the person that is not gonna love us back, or the person that we know is not the right one? Why do we love playing that game of chasing someone that is not really into us, instead of going for the person that is giving everything to you, that is doing, you know, all, having all the sweet and little details with you? Why do we always choose the person that is there to break your heart and has a big sign saying, "I'm here to break you"?
Are we saying why do we or why do you?
No. Why do we, everyone?
I did all right. So
You lucky motherfucker.
I don't know what this we business is. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe there's a bunch of things there. I think if you're not ready, right? Maybe subconsciously, you don't really want to pick the right one. You want to explore a little bit, make sure you get some options. You don't want to find a nice girl that at this point in your life might be a bit boring to settle down with. Does that sound familiar?
That's kind of, yeah, but...
Or you're looking for the reasons to make her break your heart?
What? Okay, that's interesting there. Why would I look... Say just assuming that that's me.
An example of a guy called Nelly that isn't anyone that we know.
Very close to Nelson.
Yeah, I mean, if you find a girl and even if she's doing like most of the right things, right? She's not going to be super perfect.
No, of course.
I think if you're of the mind frame that I'm getting in a bit too deep here, I actually got a few friends that are like that. They just don't want a proper relationship right now. They're just not ready. And the relationship can be going sort of fine.
Do they know they're not ready?
Yeah, but I don't think they fully admit it. Okay. Like they know they're not ready, but they also are hopeful enough to go into a relationship, and then it hits a certain stage and they back out, or they're like, oh, he does this, or they do that, and they're finding a reason to make it not quite work.
Yeah. I can relate to that, yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, one of Beck's friends was bad at it for the last year. It was like she kept going on dates with dudes and would go for like 3 dates. Yeah. The minute she actually felt some form of feeling,
she came up with excuses.
Yeah, she backed out. And it was dumb excuses. It was like...
Like what?
I don't know, like he talks about himself too much. It's like...
Well, that's not such a bad excuse.
But it wasn't really the case, because she hung out with him enough and she actually started to like him. Or just didn't text during the day enough. Or just like... If it was legitimate, like if, he was actually super full of himself, I get it. But I think it was more just like, I need a little out here.
Yeah. What about when you have been single for a very long time? You get to know yourself very well. What do you want? What are you looking for? Well, not really looking for, because you're not looking for it, but you're pretty much ready for it. And then you sort of get options, of course. And then you have options of people that would do anything to be with you, kind of thing. You know, like they're super sweet humans, all these things. And all around, they're great. They're great. You still have that little thing of finding like little things to use as an excuse. But then someone appears that you can tell she's just there to have fun, you know, like, the other way around. A dude could be for a girl as well, like a dude that you can tell from 10 kilometers away, that human just wants to have fun. but you are super attracted to that person. Like you are almost falling in love at first thing. What? Why is that?
I think that means you're not ready. Because if you know...
But why would that mean you're not ready?
Because you know what that's going to turn out like. You know how that's going to end.
But how does that makes you not being ready?
Because you know if you're not ready to make a long commitment...
No, you are ready, but the other person is not.
No, I'm saying you think you're ready, but you're actually not.
Why not?
Because if you were truly looking for a long commitment, you would recognize what that other person is, and you wouldn't be attracted to them because you know how it ends. If you were saying, I really, really want to settle down, you would look at that girl that has all those things, and she's safe and she's nice and she's like, I think it's that you're not ready.
You see, it's a tricky one.
It's not a tricky one. I'm pretty sure it's just subconsciously you're going like self-sabotage. I'm going for that one.
Self-sabotage. I love it. Yeah.
That's pretty much it. I think that even if you're reflecting and you're thinking, I know myself well now, I'm ready for a relationship. I don't think you are.
Wait, are you actually talking about me right now?
I'm saying if you're in that predicament, anyone in that predicament, if you're picking the bad option,
you looked at me in the eyes.
I'm pretty sure our friend Tim was doing that a couple times. He was
what was he doing?
Picking the self-sabotaging option.
But like, if you're if you feel ready, you're ready to love. You know everything, but why? And you get super attracted to that person that is simply just to like they're on a stage of having fun, but you feel like there's so many things about that person that really connects with you, and you have, you know, like everything from sex, connection, friendship, fun, and a lot of traits that you look into a human. Why does that makes you?
How about this, right? There's definitely some sort of innate characteristics within humans to want to change someone else. I think that's a large reason why you see so many girls with guys that treat them like shit for long periods of time. Because girls especially, like they're more caring, apathetic. They want to better a guy. I can change him. Like it's a classic story.
I can tame the beast.
I can tame the beast. Yeah. So if you see someone that you perceive as a challenge, maybe there's something in like the human psyche that attracts you to them because it's a challenge to overcome. It's a
like I can make this person completely change that mindset of wanting to just have fun.
But then depending on how you're coming at it, that's just playing the chase again. It's not necessarily I'm ready for a relationship. That's just another version of the chase.
You get me thinking, but I'm trying to also use myself as an example because obviously I've been like single almost my entire life pretty much. So like I have got the opportunity to meet different girls of completely different mindsets, completely different circumstances and experiences, you know, out of relationship, completely single, in a relationship, you know, all these things. So it's like I definitely know what I want. I'm trying to put in like a general perspective of someone that will be in a similar position to me. Why do we keep choosing people that we know, like, even though we are ready? And so I know I'm very picky. That's a thing. I do know, like, I do understand that I have raised the standards a lot because like the more you meet people, the more you experience, you're like, okay, yeah, I definitely don't want this, I don't want that, whatever. Like the more you step your game as a human, like the more I educate myself, the better I do in terms of building my own business, all these things, and taking care of my mind, body, health, etc. I'm like, yeah, you know what you bring to the table. You know, this is what I told someone not long ago. Like, I know exactly what I'm bringing to the table. I have the self-awareness to know sort of what's my value, and I don't want to come off as an arrogant person, but like, you need to know, because if you don't put value to yourself, no one else will put it for you. You can have, I could have the prettiest house in a neighborhood and have also the lowest value compared to the other houses, because I didn't decide that was the most beautiful house in the neighborhood, kind of thing, you know? And the market, the people out there are like, oh yeah, like that house is really not that beautiful because the owner doesn't value it. Like, he said it's worth $5, when in the eyes of other people, that's $1 million, you know? So I think...
What an analogy.
Yeah, I'm trying to make it work. Did it make sense? Did it make sense or not?
It made sense. It was loose, but it made sense.
Yeah.
So the value thing, yes.
Like, the value has to come of you. You know, like...
Well, I think being picky and stuff is fine. If you have a very strong idea of the girl that you want, which you do.
I sort of do, yeah.
Sort of do. I mean, room to...
Like, I have room for error, of course. Yeah.
So it's... Okay, to start with, it's going to be hard to find that girl. But then the harder bit is, when you find that girl, is she going to fit in? Right?
Is she ready?
Is she... Well, that's what I mean.
Because it's not just about me.
Is she going to be ready? Is she going to like you back? And then are the two lives actually going to go together? Because let's say you find some Spanish surfer chick that likes photos. Mm-hmm. That's probably going to mean she likes travel.
That sounds pretty ideal to me.
It sounds ideal.
Wow. But, all the things that I like in a sentence. Yeah.
But what if she's got what if she's like an actual good surf photographer and she's always flying around the world, and then she's, maybe she's only back here a couple months a year.
Like, you will
and then
never have it all. It will never be perfect. Yeah.
What was the second episode called?
Yeah, I can't remember.
You can have it all, but not at once.
Not at once, yeah.
So like, there's so many challenges that
Great
are going to...
Great memory, Matthew. Great memory. Wow.
Yeah. There's so many challenges that are going to come up even when you find it. So I think as you get older, I think you're in a stage where you really got to focus on your career. And I don't think you can do that.
Now you're talking to Nelson.
I'm talking to Nelson now.
Yeah, okay.
I don't think you can do that and the relationship thing at the same time.
And succeed.
And succeed without
compromising.
Not compromise, well, changing your mindset, which you call compromising. And because you call it compromising, that's why I think that now's not the right time. Because it's not necessarily compromising. It's being more open to other people. You don't have to do that. I'm not saying you have to do that, but I'm saying you will be more ready at a later stage in your life once you have some other shit sorted. That's what I think.
This is great conversation. I'm loving this love subject. We're running out of time, unfortunately.
Oh no, I got all the time in the world. Let's stay and talk about your love life.
no, this is quite general. Not all this stuff might be or not be happening. Anyways, we will talk about love
we
again.
Can't use myself as an example because I've just been in a relationship forever.
Yeah, I know, but you're a great example of the opposite side of it, which we can get into in another episode. Yeah, love this conversation, by the way. Love it.
Love on love.
Yeah, exactly. Love. It's time to wrap up, but since we're talking about love, what should people tell today to their loved ones, Matty? To the people in their life that are really showing up when things are bad, celebrating with them when things are going well. You know, the people that actually care about you and not the humans that you're trying to chase and don't show love back. What should we do today about those nice humans in our life?
How about this is something you do, and it's sort of like you stop and say, look, I appreciate you. And it's like, oh, thanks. No, I appreciate you. Like, once you stop and you sort of say, no, like, really, from inside, I appreciate what you do. And I think people like hearing that, and people don't say it enough in a meaningful way. You know, oh, I love you too. It's like, no, bro, like, I really do.
It's a thing. Yeah, I do that quite often with you, Beck.
I love you.
Yeah. I love you too, man.
Oh.
You know it a lot. You mean a lot to me. But yeah, it's that saying what you actually mean, but also once the person, because usually you'll say like, hey, I love you, or hey, you're actually very important to me, or whatever, and then the person will be like, oh yeah, you too, kind of thing. Like, obviously they feel happy about it, but they're kind of like, yeah, I would expect this. But just take that extra step, that extra mile of no, listen, that, like, really get their attention, eye contact, lock in, and say it from the heart, because there's a different tone, there's a different energy, there's a little something hard to explain when it comes from the heart, and say whatever that person means to you, or the difference they're making in your life at this point in time. Matthew, I love you with all my heart. Matthew, for real.
For real.
You mean a lot to me, and you have helped me somehow build my dreams at this point in time, and you have brought a lot of great opportunities to my life that without you, it would have never been possible, and this is just the beginning. So thank you for being such a lovely human to me when you didn't even have to.
Thank you, Nelson. Thank you. I would like to thank you for bringing a new level of happiness and appreciation to my life. I think I sort of knew you brought that with you, and that's why I wanted you in my life. And when you got here, you didn't disappoint. I feel like you've brought the good vibes. You've brought the good vibes with you, and I've been able to sort of feed off that and improve my own life because of it. Thank you. I love you.
I love you too, my man. Well, that's what you got to do today with the loved ones you have right now in your life. Go show some appreciation, and I can assure you, somehow appreciation will find you back. Where can people find you, Matthew?
You can find me on the Instagram at a guy called Matty. Where can they find you, Nelson?
At Nel for Life. We are at the Good Vibes Theory on Instagram. I'm not sure where are we in terms of followers on Instagram, but we are very close to hit 100 followers, which is a great milestone. So if you want to support that and also subscribe to the YouTube channel, make sure to hit that red button, leave a like, drop a comment, and if they want to give the extra mile, what should they do, Matthew?
You should probably just 5-star review it. Where do they 5-star review? What's the best place to do it?
That's on Apple Podcasts. What we might do is starting to leave the link on the description of the YouTube channel, and so you can easily find the place where you can, because sometimes I know people don't know exactly where to leave it, but it's on Apple Podcasts. Leave a 5-star review, of course, because we are a high level A-class
probably
podcast.
One of the better podcasts.
Exactly. Yeah, for sure. We're just not there yet, but we are.
Well, no, this is episode 11, so we're
legit, by the way.
We're legit.
We're legit, yeah.
Once you do 10, you become a legit podcast. And we've done it, so.
Yeah. Fuck, man. That was incredible accomplishment. Somehow, we're very busy humans, and like with different stuff, both of us going on in our lives, and somehow we made it through, and we're excited about it. How are you feeling Excited about the podcast?
I'm feeling
what's your mood
excited.
with it? Yeah.
I'm excited for next year.
Yeah.
I think it brings a lot of new stuff. It's a bit stressful at the moment. December is just busy, but January is going to be good. I can't wait to like bring new people in and like, just work on the way we're doing things, the way we do like our concepts and talk about random shit. Yeah.
Talk mad shit.
Talk mad shit about Logan Paul. Fuck yeah.
Matty, when people ask him, so what do you do in the podcast? We talk mad shit.
I'm going to change the bio of Instagram.
Talking mad shit.
Talking mad
at
shit.
the Good Vibes Theory.
Since 2020.
Anyways, ideally we would have one more episode before the year ends. So we shouldn't say like, we can say Merry Christmas though.
No.
No? No, I think no.
This one comes out in between Christmas and New Year's.
Okay.
And then I think the next one comes out in the new year. So this is the last one of 2020.
Oh, is it? Holy shit. Okay. So Merry Christmas, guys.
No, Merry Christmas has already been.
Oh, it's been already?
We'll say that and put it in the last episode.
Anyways, so Happy New Year. We hope that you have settled goals for 2021 to crush it. 2020 has been such a difficult time for everyone. We all lost either some people we know, some jobs we were doing for the longest, partners, whatever. We all lost a lot of different things during 2020, but don't let that feel down or not excited about 2021, because I think 2020 could have been a great year to reset everything in your life and really be accountable for the things you're doing, for the habits you have built so far in your life, and do a lot of introspection and decided what do you want out of life. I think it was a great year to actually examine yourself and the things you're doing to reset them for 2021. So be excited, because I think we are gonna have much better
A much better
years.
year,
Yeah.
especially if you get a vaccine. And on that note, vibes.